Spotty gotta do?
Alright, 4.3. Last time we were writing equations in slope-intercept form. This time we're going to learn a new form called point-slope form. Alright, so I want you to take a guess. What two things you think will we use to write equations in point-slope form? Just look at the name and take a guess. You're correct. We're going to use a point and the slope. That's why it's called point-slope form. And this is what it looks like. Y minus y1 equals m times, and then the quantity, in parentheses, x minus x1. Now, this y and this x are just like the y and x that we're used to seeing in slope-intercept form. So they just represent a coordinate, and when we actually have an equation, they're always going to be y and x. The rest of these are going to be numbers. So y1 and x1 are actually the point part of point-slope form. Let me do that in a different color so it's not confusing. So y1 and x1 are the point that's in point slope, so the actual ordered pair, and y and x will just be y and x just like they were in slope-intercept form. So now we're going to write the equation in point-slope form. Alright, for the line that passes through, here's the point 49 and has a slope of 3/4. So point-slope form, y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1, and we're going to fill in the information. So the ordered pair is going to go in the x1, y1 spot. The slope is going to be m. So I'm going to fill it in as y minus, and y1 is 9. So y minus 9 is equal to 3/4 times x minus 4, because x1 is the 4 from the ordered pair. So there's the equation in point-slope form. Y minus 9 equals 3/4 x minus 4. Then we can use point-slope form to write the equation in slope-intercept form. So if I have my equation in point-slope, to get it into slope-intercept form, I need to get y by itself. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is simplify over here. So I'm going to multiply this 3/4 out. So I'm going to have y minus 9. I'm going to distribute 3/4. So 3/4 times x, it would be 3/4 x. And then 3/4 times negative 4 would be negative 3. Okay, then the last thing I need to do is get rid of the 9 so that y is by itself. So I add 9 to both sides. Y equals 3/4 x, and negative 3 plus 9 is positive 6. So 3/4 x plus 6. This is slope-intercept form. This is point-slope form. But they're the same line. If we graphed them, we would get the same thing. Okay, let's try another one. Write the equation point-slope form for a horizontal line that passes through negative 2, 4. So again, here's my equation. Alright, and I know that in the ordered pair that I'm given, this is going to be x1, this is going to be y1. We need a slope. Well, here's the clue for the slope. They tell us it's a horizontal line. So I know that every horizontal line has to have a slope of 0. Okay, so now we can fill that in. Y minus y1, which is 4, is equal to m, or 0, times x, and then minus negative 2. Well, minus a negative would be plus. Okay, so I do want you to go ahead and simplify that. If you need the intermediate step in between, x minus negative 2, whenever you see that minus negative, we're going to change it to plus, because subtracting a negative is the same thing as just adding the number. Alright, then we have use point-slope form to write the equation in slope-intercept form. So same thing, I'm going to take my point-slope form, and I'm going to simplify this side first. So y minus 4 is going to be equal to 0 times x is 0, and 0 times 2 is 0. So this is just going to be equal to 0. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So y equals 4. And I know that y equals a number is the equation for a horizontal line, so I'm sure that I did that correctly. Okay, so here they say write the equation in point-slope form for the line that passes through this point right here, and then they give us the slope. So that negative 2 is my m, that's the slope. And the ordered pair for this point is going to be 2, negative 2. So again, 2 is my x1, negative 2 is my y1, and then let's start filling in point-slope form. So it's y minus y1, but minus negative 2 is going to be plus 2, is equal to m, so the slope, times x minus x1, which is 2. There it is, point slope form. Alright, and then we're going to change that into slope-intercept form. So first thing I'm going to do is distribute on the right side, so y plus 2 equals negative 2x plus 4, and then I got to get y by itself, so I'm going to subtract 2. Y equals negative 2x plus 2. There it is in slope-intercept form. That's it for point slope form. We are going to look though really quickly at horizontal and vertical lines. This is something we've talked about before, and remember I gave you these shortcuts to help you remember, so flux and Hoy. Okay, if it's a vertical line, it has an undefined slope, and the equation is x equals a number. If it's a horizontal line, it has a slope of 0, and the equation is y equals some number. So these are all horizontal lines, so I know they're going to be y equals. And if I look at this line, what is y equal to? Everywhere on this line, y is 1, 2, 3, so y equals 3. And it's a horizontal line, so my slope is 0. Okay, you're going to do these two at the end. We're going to go ahead and go to the vertical lines. So vertical lines, same thing. The equation is x equals, so x equals, and on this line, everywhere, every point on this line, x is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4. So the equation for that line is x equals negative 4. If it's a vertical line, the slope is undefined. Alright, so you are going to do the last 4, write all of those equations in, and we'll go over the answers in class.